Do we have these abilities? I mean,
Do we really all have a sixth sense that we're not aware of?
I think we do, but to call it, psychic or clairsentience is very...
Bit creepy,
It
isn't
sounds,
it?
yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
very woo-woo, like what they
Sounds
say.
like crystal ball-y.
It sounds like,
Ooh.
it sounds like the topic you could talk, about at midnight after a few drinks
Yeah.
when you get the Ouija board out. Hi from the
English sisters.
and welcome to Get Real with the
English sisters.
Sisters. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about clairsentience.
Are we all psychic and we don't know that we're psychic? Do we have these abilities?
Do we have these abilities? I mean,
Do we really all have a sixth sense that we're not aware of?
I think we do, but to call it, psychic or clairsentience is very...
Bit creepy,
It
isn't
sounds,
it?
yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
very woo-woo, like what they
Sounds
say.
like crystal ball-y.
It sounds like,
Ooh.
it sounds like the topic you could talk, about at midnight after a few drinks
Yeah.
when you get the Ouija board out.
Goodness me, that
Yes.
sounds really creepy. Who gets a Ouija board out?
That's like what you see
In
in
the
the Stranger
films.
Things, and
Yeah. Gosh.
which is all the rage at the minute.
I'd be scared of that.
I can already hear Kate Bush singing.
Goodness me, that sounds really creepy. But I mean, I do think that there is a part of us that does have a sense of what's to come in the immediate future, or there's that part of us that can see clearly, but that we don't want to.
Acknowledge?
Yeah, we don't want to allow it to come through.
But why is that?
Because I think we've been taught, I think it's society that says, I think, like, once again, I think if we go back to when we're children, we're probably used to cry when we would see someone or laugh when we would see someone else. It's like,
Oh, you mean that instinctual feeling?
yeah,
Of
like,
when you like someone or
Yeah.
when you don't?
when you don't, yeah.
A bit like what animals have.
Yeah, I think we have that.
Like Otto, my little one,
Your little
my little
dog.
dog.
Yeah.
He'll bark at some people and other people will go up and be all happy with
Yeah,
him.
why is that?
Or some people want to stroke him and he backs away. And usually he's really friendly with everyone.
Is it because they have a certain smell on them?
I
They've
think
got other
so.
animals, and
Probably.
there's always a logical reasoning to this. And so maybe it's the same with us. Maybe we don't like some people because there's a certain smell that reminds us of the past. Could be a perfume, somebody we didn't like, and we can't even consciously smell that perfume, but it's there, and it reminds us of somebody, or
So it triggers it.
It triggers an
emotion. An
emotion, yeah.
emotion in us that we may not have remembered.
yeah. So like the logical mind, like my mind would probably find all these kind of reasonings.
Justifications.
Yeah, that it's because of this, because of that. But sometimes there are just times. I mean, it's happened to me before. Like
That was
only once.
scary, wasn't
That
it?
was scary, yeah. And when I used to be an air hostess many, many years ago, and it was at times when you were allowed to enter the cockpit. Gosh, that sounds rude. Well, anyway, I remember, the air hostess would have to ask the pilot and the technicians if they wanted to have some tea or coffee. So I remember entering, and everything was okay with the pilot, and the captain. But then when the technician turned around and he said, "I'll have a coffee, please," I got this tremendous sense that I had to get away from that person. And I remember thinking, gosh, you're not being professional here. So I just remember taking the order and thinking, whoa, what was that? It was like something really came to me. And tell you the truth, I thought, he's evil. And I came out of it and I said, I don't want to go back in there. And then my colleague, she used to fly with me. She was also my friend. And she said, "What are you doing?" I go, "Can you go and give her can you go and take the coffee?" And she goes, "No, it's not my job. You're supposed to be on duty there." And I thought, please do this. And so, okay, she did it for me. Then when we all entered the bus together, because we would all go to the hotel together. When the flight finished, we were in Venezuela. On the bus, I got the same feeling, and I thought, please, God, stay away from me. And honestly, this man was doing nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing.
He was just minding his own business. He wasn't even looking at me. There was no creepy sexual vibes going on. Nothing like that. So, I've never been able to explain this, but in my mind...
you never had that feeling before?
No.
Or after?
No, sometimes you can get that feeling like when you're walking down a dark road and you're running because you think, someone's following me. But not that strong. It was illogical for me to have that feeling. And I just kept on thinking he's evil. I didn't tell anyone except for my friend. And she was saying, it's so weird. Why are you saying that? And to say the least, in the night, I had awful dreams about him trying to enter my room and everything. I was hoping we'd be really far away in the hotel. We actually had a really nice stay there for 10 days stay, so it was a shame. Every time I saw him, if I ever encountered him at breakfast or something, I was so creeped off.
So terrified. Now you might be able to look him up on some kind of directory.
Well, we're talking about, it was like 1992 or something. Yeah, I have no idea. But so there are moments that, I don't know if any of you have ever experienced something like this, which was completely illogical to me. And I don't really believe in...
Well, in our studies, they say when the body language doesn't correspond to what the person is saying. So maybe the person was, when asking for coffee, the body language was being really weird.
Yeah, what...
And normally, like what you would say, you would notice if there was like any sexual looks or anything.
Yeah,
and you couldn't notice anything like that. So, but maybe there was some other kind of incongruence, maybe with the eye movements or something. You didn't notice, but it could have been a clairsentience moment.
Yeah, something that, I knew that he was danger for me, and way hell was I going to stay away from that person. But obviously he was
obviously, I think we should
ridiculous,
listen to these feelings, though, shouldn't we? We shouldn't just ignore them.
Well, in that case, I think it was so strong that it was there to say, for you personally, stay away from this person. But in other cases, when it's not as strong, I think what we'll do, all of us, is just override it.
And just say
just go back to the default position.
But that's
be
when
polite.
You can get into tricky situations, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think,
I think we should trust it. Could be almost like an instinct.
In this case it is, yeah. In this case it was like a warning for me. But I guess it can be, there have been other times when I've... And we both have met people that we feel like, gosh, instant family.
Oh, yes.
Instant connection.
Yeah, that lovely feeling.
Yeah, what's going on there? You just feel safe when you're around them. And you think, gosh, I think I can trust this person.
Just nice people.
Just...
Maybe we've got nice energy or something.
Yeah, so maybe
they're emitting
the sixth sense, is...
nice. Niceness.
They are emitting calm and niceness. Yeah, I think there probably is. Obviously we're alive. We're emitting energy, aren't we?
We have come from being like animals to evolving into like who we are today, humans with all our stuff and everything. We have got
etiquette.
We have got these primordial feelings and senses, I think, that stay with us.
And I think it's good they stay with us.
Yes.
But so...
we have got colleagues that are really like clairsentients, and they say they hear voices and feel things and they know what's going to happen. We've never had that personally.
No.
But our mum used to say that her mum our grandma was clairsentient.
She was,
She grew up in a tiny little village in Extremadura in Spain.
Gosh, yeah, what would she say about her mum?
She would say that she would hear things and know when things were going to happen.
Gosh, yeah, I remember that. I remember when I was a teen, Mum said that. I was like, wow. What he noises?
Well, she said, like, for instance, she said
She
she,
would have-
knew that her daughter had got pregnant, even though they didn't want to tell her.
That's true.
And all of a sudden she said she's pregnant,
Oh yeah.
and no one had told her about it.
And then when she gave birth, she said it.
She said she's given
She's
birth.
she's given birth. She's had a son, and they were all like freaked out, and they thought, "How the hell does she know this?" I mean, there was definitely no internet in those days.
Oh no,
I mean, we're talking about probably the 1960s. 1960s. Yeah,
the 60s, I think, or
And-
even earlier, 1958 or something.
yeah. And in those days, there was certainly nothing like that. And we're talking about a tiny village. So how on earth would she know? Unless, if we want to be rational, perhaps it's because the behaviour of her other daughters and sons
was
around her were like
suspicious.
fishy and like, giving off those vibes of no, it's all fine, but like she could
But
feel.
she was saying it, wasn't that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So yes, but you know what? I sincerely do believe that we all have this within us.
Well, it's definitely a sense of what's going on. So it's, even if it's not like predicting the future or anything like that, it's still, we still have these extra senses that we maybe don't take advantage of, like the sixth sense.
Yeah.
We should maybe use it a bit more. Tune into it a bit more, like what's the first thought that goes through your head, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do we listen to?
Definitely.
We should listen to that kind of thing.
This could probably help us a lot in our lives.
I think so.
Well, is that what they say
Unless
about...
it's like an impulse to buy something or something. If people have shopping addictions.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't listen to that because
No.
then, as far as addictions are concerned, then there's
It's a different
there's an
thing.
issue there because that's
Yeah.
why they're addictions.
Exactly.
If it's just an
But
impulse,
then I bet you they have got the thing should probably go through their mind. They shouldn't get that, and they get it anyway.
yes, they probably do because they have the conscious thinking. But I think I think it's two different. It's like
Just came to mind a minute.
yeah, like because you're thinking if you listen to yourself, yeah.
I think if you listen to the first thing that comes, your first feeling is probably the right feeling.
Yeah. You think the first feeling is the right feeling. It's a
Probably.
bit like first impressions, isn't it? Why do
Well,
they
yeah.
say they're so important? Why would they be so important? Logically, you would think, hey, I haven't even given this person a chance. I should at least meet them a second, third time. But really, the first time you see them, you've got like this checker on you. This is like you scan them. And what are you really scanning them with? You're not really scanning what they're saying to you because they're probably just saying something like, should we go out somewhere or just something ridiculous. You're scanning something else. So you're scanning, what are you scanning? Body language, everything.
It's all the vibes they're giving off.
It's the vibes, it's the smells, it's everything that you think you're not aware.
You're not
that
aware
you're
of it,
scanning
but that's
this.
what you're doing.
Yeah, our brains are so highly evolved, and there is the primitive part of our brain that will work that way, and we and we try and think.
So watch out for your next first impression.
Your first impression, and
No,
but can you always trust that? You can, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I think when I first met my husband, I knew he was a safe person. I felt safe.
Yeah, me too.
And I thought, yeah, I feel safe. Yeah.
I don't think nice person.
Yeah, safe. Well, yeah, you were friends first, so yeah, you got to know him. But the first time you ever met him, you felt safe, didn't
Bit of a
you?
laugh.
You had a bit of a laugh. Oh dear me. Yes, it's kind of a weird topic, and I think some people that have it.
Some people that are clairsentients, they've probably got so much to say about it, but I think, I think we all are a little bit, but we just suppress it because it's never even been taught about that much.
No, and if it has,
And
it's
it's
taboo.
considered like woo-woo and
Yeah,
weird and,
yeah.
you're like not with it, you're like out
I think
of
it's
it.
been suppressed by society for many years because Once again, it's not polite. It's not the way one should behave, etc., etc. And so it's primitive.
That's probably it's primitive. It's a bit taboo because it's primitive.
It's definitely primitive. Yeah, it's that primitive part of
And
your
it's
brain.
also something we don't really know. You know, scientifically, we don't know much about it because there hasn't been that many studies on it.
Yeah.
There hasn't been that much research into it scientifically, so it's never really been proven.
Exactly. It's about knowing and feeling things that haven't otherwise been revealed to you, either consciously or unconsciously. I don't know if I agree with what's
No,
written
yeah, I
here,
think
because unconsciously I think they have been revealed to you. Unconsciously we pick up so much information that we're just not aware of consciously, because otherwise our mind would go into like tilt. It'll be just too much. So our conscious
Be
mind,
overwhelmed.
yeah, our conscious mind just keeps the data that we need for the moment. We don't need to know all that other data that we've absorbed throughout the moment. But then when we do need to know it, it's like that unconscious part of us comes out.
It does.
It does, doesn't it?
I was just thinking that the other day I'd seen an advert for coffee, and then I couldn't. And I was thinking, "There's coffee here. It was a special brand of coffee." Because I knew that we pick things up unconsciously, I was looking, where the hell did I see that? What did I do?
Yeah.
And then I found the advert, and then I thought, there it is.
That's
And
where I've been
I
influenced.
I know that
Yeah.
there's this particular brand of coffee, but I actually went to consciously go and search for it because at first I couldn't see it. I couldn't see where it was.
You had no idea
No
that
idea,
you've
but
absorbed
I
it
thought,
unconsciously.
Why do I know about this right now?
Yeah. What, were you looking for coffee?
What?
You were shopping for coffee? What were you doing?
No.
It's a bit random. Where were you? In a supermarket?
No, I was on a plane.
You were on a plane. Okay. So when you saw the coffee brand, it was like an international brand or
and
something.
I just thought, why am I thinking
do
of
I know?
coffee now? Why is this coffee coming up? Where have I seen it?
Okay, yeah.
And there was an advert for it.
Yeah, well, we know the ads, what they do.
I know, but I hadn't consciously found it.
No, I know.
So it's weird.
It's amazing how much we absorb unconsciously. So I do think that when we do have feelings unconsciously,
I'm
we've
sure
seen
it's
something.
happened to our listeners,
Oh yeah.
hasn't it?
Well, what do you mean? But in the way of adverts?
Well, adverts, but also feelings of having intuitions. I'm sure it's happened to you too, because I mean, most people I think have had some kind of experience.
Yeah, I mean,
Some people, you know,
that's the only one when I
Mummy
can
always
kind
used to
of
say, like, our
remember.
guardian angel was with us, didn't she? She would say, your guardian angel
Yeah,
is always on your
like protecting you.
protecting you and telling you things, how to keep you safe, and all these things. So I'm sure
Yeah.
people have had those kind of experiences.
When like they feel that there's a presence, it's like saying, "Oh, don't do that. Don't go down there, or go ahead. That's a
Go
good thing
ahead,
for
yeah.
you in your life. That's something that's going to be good for your
A pull
future."
for you, you know, when
Yeah.
there's that pull, that wanting to do something.
Or when you just need, you have to do it. Yeah, I mean, I've had the need when I just know that I have to do something.
Yeah.
I get that. I've had that before. Haven't you?
I suppose so, yeah. Not
When you
really.
just say, "No, this is-"
you might be saying, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that. And you say, I'm doing it.
Yeah, and you
And you
just
just
go,
go,
and you get
and
the
you're like
energy.
robot.
Yeah, and yeah.
And then you go and do it. And then
Well, I
you say,
remember.
"Why did
Do you
do
remember
that?"
when Mum fell down years ago?
Yeah.
And she fell off a bicycle or something. I mean, she was already elderly, and then she kept on saying, "Oh no, I'm perfectly fine." I mean, she could breathe normally and everything, and she looked fine. She was sitting down, and then I had like this feeling, oh my God, no, I have to take you to a hospital. And I thought, I'm being so exaggerated here.
Because you look fine.
Yeah, and we had the small kids and everything, but then I just put, and she was so against it. She kept on saying, I feel perfectly fine, this is ridiculous. So it was a bit of a struggle. You know, I remember Dad was there as well. What are you doing taking her to hospital? Horrible places, you know, the belief he had about hospitals.
He used to hate them, didn't he?
The whole hullabaloo. When we were there, we were just waiting in the waiting room, and I thought, God, this is ridiculous, such a long wait, etc. And then when they took her in, they said, oh, well, it's just as well you brought her. Her rib has
Punctured her lung.
punctured her lung. And, you know, she probably wouldn't have lasted much longer. I thought, oh my God, but she looks so fine. Yeah, they look fine at first. And I go, why isn't she in extreme pain or something? They said, oh, well, it's because she'd had
A stroke.
she'd had a stroke years before. And they said probably that's why she's not experiencing the pain, because her nerve receptors have been... But anyway, I thought, gosh, when I was there, I got the chills. I thought, thank goodness I brought her in.
Well, that was good.
That was like intuition,
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
because she looked fine. I remember.
She was just eating some ice
Yeah,
cream
yeah. I
or
remember
something.
thinking she's okay.
Yeah, I'm just being dramatic about this.
Yeah.
And I'm never dramatic.
No.
If anything, I'm always
we're always the opposite.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
don't bother going until
Yeah.
the last minute
Yeah.
until we're dead.
Well, like with our personal health, it's always, yeah. And I'm like, no, don't go.
I feel okay.
Yeah, it's
Just done some hypnosis on myself. I'm
yeah,
fine.
Yeah,
No
so
problem.
Have a cup of tea, you know, she'll be fine. So I guess that was the time. So maybe that's happened to you before, when you have this, like, and it's not reasonable, because you think it's a bit like, you know,
Exaggerated.
it's not really that logical in your mind at the moment. But there was obviously a part of me that thought there's something going on here. So yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe I am.
Definitely. So
Maybe you are too.
let us know of your experiences. I'm sure you'll have some great stories to tell.
Yeah, do tell us.
Yeah, do tell us.
Because it's a fun subject, and I think,
And
it kind of breaks the taboo a bit.
Yeah.
Because I do think we could all be a little bit psychic. We're just like scared of it, or we think of that board, the Ouija board,
Ouija board.
Ouija board or something, and we think it has to be related to spirits.
Do you know that I've
and-
never done that, have you?
No, I've said I'm really creeped out by it.
Yeah. It's only people that move it, they say.
Do they?
Hmm.
Yeah, but in
We
the films
wonder.
you see it's not the people that move it.
We're really scared of those kind of things. Never watched a horror movie.
No, gosh,
Not one.
not one. No, imagination is too wild for
I
those
think
things.
so. It's too vivid. We can imagine it as if it was real.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know.
Yeah, let us know and tell us a few stories.
Yeah, come and see us on YouTube as well, because we also have a video of this podcast.
Yeah.
And please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. And join our family.
Join our family.
And please share
Share.
our podcast with your friends and family.
You help us grow.
Yeah, help us grow.
Thanks.
Thanks. Lots of love and smiles from the
English
English sisters.
sisters.
Bye for
Bye.
now.